Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to another exciting, riveting, and amazing Propagandacast from your host, Imperial Dane, the one and only Master Propaganda, hero of sight, defender of the fatherland, author to 1v1 on Langres. In the south, it is Hanwoomul fighting here for the German and Italian army. Here with the 55th Infantry Division. In the north, it is DexN fighting for the British Empire, the Commonwealth.
Section command open for business.
Here with the 1st Armour Division, we got Australian Defence, Heavy Armour, and Italian it's Australian, or Indian Artillery, blah. There's the Italian Coastal Defence there out of Hanwoomul. As always, a big hearty thanks to my patron supporters for the continued generous and wonderful support of the Propagandacast, keeps making all these videos possible. And a big thanks for commenting and liking on them, helps immensely with the algorithms, gets the video out to more people. So, double Pioneers, double Coastal, definitely focusing on getting as much map control here. With a section on the way for DexN. No Australians, at least, right out of hand. But there's definitely an increase in some players actually waiting a bit before going for Australian, though typically more in a reactive manner. Sandbags here being laid up by Hanwoomul. And Pioneers based in the west over the western field point. So aggressive capture order here out of the Germans. Quite aggressive for some ways, in fact.
An infantry section is present and accounted for.
Second Italian squad advancing here. Like looking at least one more. Who knows? So, otherwise, just all quiet, except, of course, with people shouting out they grabbed a point very lightly, so even the enemy can almost hear it. Oi! Do you hear something? No! I grabbed a point! Shut up, Nigel. Sounds moving forward to come on a fire there, possibly from the Italian section. They're getting blasted, though, of course, they did get Giuseppe there, right down the chimney. This is right down to the ground. Another section on the way, the 3rd Italian squad out here for Hanwoomul. No other than Chase, of course, yet to build his infantry company. Town's going for the sappers, trying to finish off here. Trying to get into cover, shoot up there. Pioneers try with the section. Baker setting up with another section way there for DexN. But so far, Hanwoomul definitely has more units in the field than DexN. Obviously, there's also then a bit of a qualitative difference between the units, though, but as long as Hanwoomul does not engage directly, that shouldn't become an issue. And of course, DexN is slowly catching up here. Sappers and the Italian Cacano bolt action right over to the advancing sappers and the Sten guns. Italian shooting up behind. I think Coastal's left with drone in face with the sappers.
We're losing a munitions point.
And we got a 4th squad out. So that's a total of 4 squads here. Heavy Italian focus out of Hanwoomul. And the 55th clearly enjoying the benefits of having an Italian Coastal Reserve Division to call upon to do most of the heavy lifting. 3rd section for DexN. This is sets up on the cutoff point here. Devious maneuver there. Knee side here, Italian push back as the Bakers Sappers close in here. Good move there by DexN at the way so that the Bakers to cover the retreat part. Units from an angle where they can shoot at as they come shooting right at it. Section they're holding the point, definitely looking to deny here Hanwoomul as much munitions and fuel as long as possible. But we also got here Hanwoomul right outside DexN's base, so things are also a bit awkward for DexN in that sense. Metal station away for the Brits. Italian troops charging in. No sign of tech yet there, and neither from Hanwoomul. But we do get a battle at DexN is heavy armor, which means fairly popular. Big holding up here, good position. We do have a flamethrower team. That said, he's going to have to use something as bait. It's like have a good chance of clearing it out. He obviously units closing in, that's going to get burned up. No! Or DexN was machine gun in and giving Hanwoomul a chance of running down. Mine goes off though. Killing several Italians punishment. We now got sections on the flank and they're going to rip them through here. Yeah, he's going to have to retreat here. And, yeah, there's definitely a chance he could lose them. Looks like that doesn't happen. Infantry company finally happening there for the Germans. Cut-off point being hit here. Alone. Pioneer section. Or squad was the section moving in there. Italians was another section flanking in. Also DexN, of course, recapturing the fuel point right outside of his own base here. Bagger base. Nothing else happening. Of course, with this many Italian squads, I do imagine he will want and should definitely want to go for a medic bunker because there's going to be a lot of cheap reinforcements you can score of that long term. Never mind all the casualties generate for also cheap reinforcements. So Luftwaffe company here though for now. Likely an armoured car to put pressure on his opponent. Jaegers, Flak 30s, and of course Wirbelwinds.
Additional detachments of engineers are making their way to the front line.
The sapper abilities like the deck are getting cheaper reinforcements and cheaper trained sappers. Straight to the platoon command post, but likely we'll be looking at some more sappers down the road. At least I would be a bit surprised if we didn't see at least one more sapper section. Luftwaffe company almost done. And of course he could also build the medic bunker. Yep, there we go. Again, Italian troops here, the Coastal Service specifically, get free reinforcements whether they're near a bunker, like everything is 90 seconds. So well, obviously a bit of a cooldown on that. On the other hand, it can just generate like a lot of free reinforcements in like longer match, like decently paid, like lengthy match here. So you definitely want a bunker out there if you're going to go for them. Otherwise, you're kind of wasting some, I think, significant potential. But there you go, bunker almost done. Definitely adding the medic bunker upgrade there, so thumbs up. You can see there, immediate reinforcement. You can see this where the cooldown is on that particular ability. Italian troops holding up. We got the British forces charging in here. Stuart light tanks on the way to match the German war machine here. West side, we got sappers sneaking up. Obviously, I know these aren't getting healed up. Obviously, doesn't want to heal. Wait for that healing, I suppose. Railway medic bank already there. Stuart light tanks buildable. Of course, also got the officer as an option out here for Hanwoomul and the Germans / Italians.
The beggars are threatening a victory.
Dickers lining up. Doing what they can here. Troops setting out then the assault. A lot of low health units here. Honestly might benefit so like they retreat sooner rather than later. More sappers for DexN. 2-to-1 briefings up instead. Goes for the Flak 30. Might be an indicator he wants to like try and rush out the villain as soon as possible. Which honestly as the Brits does make a fair amount of sense. Because if your British opponent like thinks and just take ahead of you, you can typically cast him in a really bad position with the Wirbelwind. Of course, if he isn't anticipating the Wirbelwind, you know, going for the Stuarts, which he did have research, the Wirbelwind could end up having a bit of a bad time. We'll have to see, of course, what exactly DexN's anticipating here out of Hanwoomul, of course, what Hanwoomul is planning himself. Yeah, the challenge will be pressure for the Vickers.
Our victory point is being overrun.
Protected 2 sections, yeah. Adding a Bren gun away, thumbs up, good upgrade, but you're having to retreat the section, or squad is, I think, the best move there for Hanwoomul. They're already low in health, they have the veterancy. Plus, there's also just some larger distance between the point there and the base, so in case of anything happening in the retreat path, you know, you really like just want to like make sure you active a chance of getting something back in one piece. There go Flak 30. Definitely flacking over those sappers with some heavy 20mm autocannon fire. Fight for the cut-up on it continues. The Italian troops being pushed to the very limits. And we got also the western field being hit here and struck by DexN's infantry sections. Viciously severing crucial German supply lines. And there we go. There's a small chance of a wipe here. Except DexN doesn't quite have anything on the retreat path to really make that work. There you go, the Stuart light tank here for DexN.
Victory point under enemy control.
Western field point there rendered neutral to become British entirely, and we got the point here being nabbed by the British force as well there, letting it all get connected.
Damn it! The enemy holds all victory points.
Needs a bit of trouble with the section. And we got Jaegers for Hanwoomul. Not just content with the Italian troops, he also commits to German troops, the absolute fiends. Until then, the Italians are going to get that out, but also it comes from British forces. But we do have the Stuart light tank out here, and Hanwoomul is for the current time being doesn't have like any counter. It doesn't have the. It does have the missions for the Panzer Shrek, and he does in fact immediately go upon it upon seeing this light tank getting shot at by it.
A fuel
30 inching forwards. Clearly serving as some of the more aggressive elements of Hanwoomul's force and being able to blast for infantry fairly effectively. And even threaten some light vehicles. (379-7). South side sappers of the Pioneers. Pioneers absolutely outmatched. Up against sappers with Platoons 1, of course, crucially the flamethrower. Even without the flamethrower, the Pioneers would have been very much in a lot of trouble. But the flamethrower definitely has the big problem. We got an anti-tank grenade of the Italians plus a panzer effect. For those wondering, wasn't that a Molotov? Yes, the Italian anti-tank grenade was a Molotov.
Threatening a victory point.
In fact, there. Black 30 there, number 2 on the way for Hanwoomul. Drawing this through a bit here, Baker setting up. Italian, German assault there, running in some difficulty for that Vickers here. Second flak 30, halfway done here. The pressure calls this. What is DexN planning here next? What will his mind, finds himself drawn towards next? He will try and take up. Will he hold up for Churchill Black Prince? Or is there something else here that DexN is scheming against his opponent? Southern field seized by the Pioneers. West side, Italian troops are making steady headway here against DexN and the Empire. Baker's Wrecker section coming up. Good hanging back. Sappers withdrawing here, and we got a 6-pounder gun for DexN. Ready to blast through anticipated German armor here. As he's probably starting to concern himself with the possibility of the ability out of Hanwoomul, though Hanwoomul has yet to research it. And in fact, it might be his plan to go for the Panzer Company, in which case having 6-pounder gun is still going to be handy. Learning some of the Italian squads have gotten to Becci 2 and so thus getting a 7th man.
You have 3 command points available. We're losing a victory
Patrick landing here to see if Flak 30 going out, it's Saps in trouble. There we go. Coastal Serb squad routed. And we got bishops for DexN. Bring in some artillery, probably responded to his opponent having double flaks. And a lot of infantry that is really big on having cover, meaning they are going to be fairly more static. So, basically I think makes a fair amount of sense from DexN, considering the overall situation his opponent is very much throwing at him. So there you go. Bishop self-propelled platoon for DexN. Jaeger scoring a grey here, understood. Light tank chance bring up an anti-tank grenade, but it falls a bit short there. Oh, never mind, DexN managed it, engine. And apparently the tank commander is like, good lord, my hands are on fire. This is not good. I won't be able to hold my tea or my biscuits. Anyways, bishops almost done there for DexN, and we do get Hanwoomul here with the Panzer Company. A rather rare sight where he actually just never goes to the Wirbelwind, honestly. I'm actually surprised at that. I'm so used to just see Wehrmacht players that go for Luftwaffe Company just, churn out Wirbelwinds, but Hanwoomul apparently was able to, get in touch with this inner disciplinarian and actually, exert some self-discipline and control and not just fall into that. Thumbs up. And there you go, Bishop ready. It's 25-pounder gun.
Sector lost. Repeat. Sector lost.
There you go, Flag 30 supporting an assault here, even as the Italians in the west being surrounded by British forces. So, Panzer Company almost done. Could go for some Starstorm. But there's some other plans, other ideas. And there you go, quick anti-tank grenade, and once more his hands, it's kind of just heavy on fire.
5 command points available.
And then straight into mine after that experience. There's got to be one miserable tank commander
Our supply line's broken.
Could I?
We have sectors.
Could I get sent home? Or at least a doctor? No, you're still in the tank. Please, I'm in so much pain. You're in the British Army. Stiff upper lip. Oh, bollocks. And it was up north, it was the 2 infantry sections here under DexN's command. Another machine gun, but this time it's from the Wehrmacht. It's an MG-42.
Initiating rollout of battlefield commissions for the men.
And infantry training here from DexN. Thumbs up. Should have pushed for the center here. Got the double flex. Absolutely perforating the infantry section there. There you go. Bishop engaging the 2 flak 30s as anticipated. Dita there completely flattened out.
We're losing a victory point to enemy action.
Arnie is losing Friedrich there to a shot from the light tank. Assault on the center continued from German Italian forces, throwing their DexN's front line into a bit of disarray. Stood keeping up the pressure here. There goes sappers flanking about.
Boys are finished.
Our opponent is in control of all victory points.
Stuart there, keeping the pressure. Vickers setting up here. Jaegers left to act as a sort of first line there, but they're definitely not having a great time of it and are forced back here. 248 was 393. Hanwoomul maintaining great map pressure of his opponent, but casualty-wise, he's definitely paying a bit of a price, though arguably, some might point out, in Italian lives. It's not exactly a big concern for the Germans. And there you go, flag fighting go around. Here we got DexN racing forward, Stuart, sappers letting loose here. Catching Hanwoomul's flag crew there in a deep amount of trouble. Do have a second flag fight, running covering fire. Will it be enough? Well, obviously binding up the Stuart. Jaegers on the flank here, supported by the Italians. DexN's light tanks in troubles here. Can he finish it off? Almost got it there. What a close call there for DexN. And it's Stuart. Nemo's anything is almost done. We're not seeing anything out of the Panzer Company yet, though, here from Hanwoomul.
Anti-tank weapon and crew on the field.
No Star Sub, no Panda 4, no Sturm Panzer 4. Also worth noting, I haven't seen the officer either. But also a bit noteworthy. Got the Vickers setting up shop here. Always a good house to do that with, obviously. Jaegers withdrawing, flak fights being pulled back.
Sappers back to full numbers.
Sector lost. Repeat. Sector.
Well, obviously, Hanwoomul goes for any armor anytime soon here. As for DexN, tank should definitely force him to have to make some decisions there. Because as currently stands, you know, some well-employed tanks out of Hanwoomul could leave DexN in a pretty bad position overall. Does need something get in the near future here before Hanwoomul forces his hands. And there you go, Bishop at it again there. DexN's artillery responds swiftly. So on the flank in there, got anti-tanking it off once more. Tank commander, hot catch over fire. Oh good lord, blimey! This is terrible! My wife won't be able to recognize me again! Oh my mother! So, Jaegers landing great shot there with the Patrick with a light tank there. Got the big sling new suppressing the Italian troops there, forcing withdrawal to east side. DexN slowly unraveling the map. Quickly attempting a defense in the center. We've got some veteran defeat challenge out of Hanwoomul. Thumbs up. It's been a while since we've seen them, I feel like. And light legal training. Panda 4 on the way for Hanwoomul. Yeah, light legal training for DexN. Not bad per se, but I think the timing does make that a bit more questionable. This definitely means it's not going to be, I think, easy to push for like tanks anytime soon. You know, bigger than the Stuart tanks. So there is something working in mind there. And before the 2/3 of the way done here.
Vehicle drills completed.
I guess for DexN might just be setting up for the Black Prince here. Sappers getting absolutely mauled by mine there, taking heavy losses. Panther's almost done, and we got that bishop at it once more.
We have 200 points remaining.
There you go, Panther already there for Hanwoomul.
A victory point is being overrun.
Some support from the 90th Panzergrenadier shown here for the 55th Infantry. Wasn't uncommon, in fact, for any sort of units for actual armoured tactics to have to have the tanks split off from the main division to act as fire brigades and that, you know, plug out gaps in front line. Giving increasing problems to War and Dawn, really ensuring that in most cases, as the War and Dawn, German panzer divisions were never really at full strength because a lot of the time, you know, core parts of the division would be spread out across in a larger part of the front line, wouldn't be like put together. In fact, Panther further down, staying below there to Hanwoomul and to the 90th Panzer Division, obviously which also one of his panzers. 168 between 81.
We've lost the sector to the enemy.
He's starting there. Down into a physical opening up the map there. Yeah, losing the Panther that quickly is definitely a massive blow that time. Big win for DexN. Massive win. Really means he doesn't have so much to worry about right away. It gives him more time to like set up for whatever he wants to, you know, set up. So again, big win there for the Brit. Really just completely derailed whatever push there his opponent might have planned.
Exterminate! Good as new. Repairs finished.
DexN getting absolutely
We should use
hammered
our
with the flak
command
30.
points ASAP.
Yeah, I think DexN's setting up for that Crocodile, or Black Prince, not Crocodile. Different value. Straight ahead here with the Stuarts, supported by the Sappers. Into mine, another Panther for Hanwoomul, clearly having better luck the second time around. We'll have to see if that actually works out.
Threatening a victory point.
Big bombardment over the centre.
Orders complete.
Enforcing healing. Got the offside here now for Hanwoomul. Bit late to the party, but better late than never, as they say. Better late than never. Sections getting a move on. Straight into Mum with the light tank. Absolutely burned to bits there. Biggest laying news, Italian troops moving from the flanks to support by the officer. Big push here by Hanwoomul, committing. There's a significant engagement here. Obviously having the officers' quarters research is good active, getting the veterans vulnerability active for the officers have really pushed their assault take, but they're very good. But our way, Vickers withdrawn. Still we got mines aplenty here going off left and right centre. We've also got the artillery right into the centre here of Hanwoomul's assault, punishing him for a bunch of his men that closely. And giving DexN once more a good bit of reprieve here against his offensively minded opponent. Meanwhile, DexN getting ever closer here towards the Black Prince, noting that Hanwoomul actually counts as Panzer IV.
Hold on here. This ain't Queensland rules. Fucking kill them.
And there you go, DexN with the second bishop support elements at Hanwoomul, so I'm guessing Vibrance. And of course, we'll also give him martyrs against the potential Black Prince. Taking up into the section, and good use of the trench to at least medicate some incoming fire.
Victory points are under enemy control.
And there you go, treble cap. Armour, they're going for the attempt to finish off here. DexN before things get uncomfortable. Stood racing forward, see it, Betson 2.
We have command points ready to use.
Another case of the officers on fire, and once more having an absolutely awful time of it. At this rate, if he survives the war, he's definitely going to need some serious therapy. Italian troops are getting hammered by fire and, of course, more crucially, by the Bishop. Also got the second one joining in further complicated matters here for Hanwoomul and the 55th Infantry Division. Sartier straight out for the Italian Sartier. Get off the angry officer again, catching on fire. Oh, goodness! Crikey, this hurts! So 81 versus 352 here, heading for the western point, delivering before two. They're actually a bit forgotten. Pressing the section there, as Dex is definitely looking to turn the tide here. Could get a steward over there, as well, there's no chance, I think, for the commander catching on fire there, at least for now.
Artillery!
Got artillery called in. And we got artillery called in return here on the Germans. There's another major push comes in here from Hanwoomul. There you go, 25 pound shells. Got martyrs here for Hanwoomul. They actually should be able to go for the Black Prince soon, but so far as the Italian troops getting hammered. Black 30 suffers a massive hit. Many big explosions. Officers almost knocked out. Italian troops taking a bit of a beating as well there. Massive strike DexN against Hanwoomul. Leaving him with quite a few casualties and more crucially, very few units on the front line now. We got DexN still there racing ahead, hoping not to have the tank commander catch on fire once more. Plus mines, thumbs up there. Very good. Of course, the cook is Langres slightly further away, though, of course, at this point doesn't have the time for it. It's already Hanwoomul's counterattack coming in there. Thumbs up. Very historically fitting, as the Germans were known for their rapid tendency of counterattacking, which was very much part of the German doctrine. In fact, they were very aggressive for that when they were surrounded with quick to counterattack. 81 was the 19. There you go, Black Prince available for DexN. Just needs the manpower, but he's got the command points, got the fuel. Of course, obviously, how ready Hanwoomul's going to be for his cancel the martyr going for Panther 4 again. Of course, it leaves him with not a lot of options dealing with the Church of Black Prince. Stands.
Victory point is in enemy hands.
Bring it off, Black Bird leg loose. The town troops mounting on the centre.
We're losing a victory point to enemy action.
Bishop's just hanging back, and there you go, head-on assault again. Courtesy of Hanwoomul against DexN's lines. The response of the Bishop again is swift, and it is ruthless, causing further heavy casualty amongst Hanwoomul's forces. Absolutely brutal. DexN inching close towards the Church of Black Prince.
75 points remaining.
Each flank being lined up. Might be trying to go for the victory point here. Yeah, I think, yeah, looks like it. Not a bad flank there. Thumbs up DexN. Make reach of the train here. British forces lining up around the centre otherwise. Section just kind of enjoying nature there as opposed to 16-11. Oh. Hitting on mine though, but fortunately for him, Hanwoomul didn't pay attention to this. He didn't notice the mine going off. Hitting his section, it should have a chance to get a good drop on the info. There you go, Hanwoomul just retreats. Thumbs up there. Two of the mine, that was the thing overall, still a pretty good flank out of DexN. Exploring the flanks opponent, I think it's getting a bit too relaxed for them before two team over in the east. That's it, DexN pretty low victory points now. 55 here versus the field of his opponent. Quite the gap, and something DexN will need to assault soon. Big Italian tank again, he's supported by some pioneers. 54 to the 11. DexN ever close to that Churchill Black Prince. And there we go, can call it in.
A Black Prince heavy tank is on the field.
There we go, Black Prince out. 54 to 11. Stewart there, going a bit too far, but survives from sheer tenacity, grit, and a magnet in the scar tissue. on that commander from being lit on fire so many times. Assault on the centre lining up once more, courtesy of Hanwoomul, but again, he has to be mindful of those bishops because they can clearly very quickly do a lot of damage to him with ways attacking.
The enemy has 300 points remaining.
Got up to trouble here. Black Prince inching towards the front line with its 17-pounder gun.
Our munitions point is being overrun.
There you go. Black Prince, I think, here revealed to
The enemy
Hanwoomul.
have taken our territory.
We'll have to see how he responds to this. Will he be martyrs? Will he be more Panther Fours? Or is there something else here that Hanwoomul could be planning as Kanye? He's going for martyrs here. The Martyr 3, Model M or Ausführung M. Black 30 there versus the mighty Church of Black Prince. Patrol Jaegers as well engaging, buttoning up here the Black Prince. A little damage inflicted to the Black Prince so far. We got more mines in the west.
The beggars
Running out
are
of
threatening a
Armour.
victory point.
Thumbs up. Martyr Fee there. Ready. Jaegers almost obliterated. More mines. So many mines. They're out of Hanwoomul.
We're losing a victory point to
Everything
enemy
else has
action.
got the ability to make them cheaper and faster to build. Or at least cheaper. I'll put it both
Victory
makes them
point
faster.
lost. The enemy has control.
'54 to 58. Still raising in, supported by the Black Prince. 54 to 52.
Forward with haste. The enemy has
Gap
only
is slowly closing
250
between
points
DexN
left.
and Hanwoomul. Very slowly closing.
Position taken. Tidy. Time for a brew? Dig it out! It's captured. Infantry attacking!
Now they head on assaulting into the Vickers with predictable results out of Hanwoomul's Italian troops. But of course, the addition of the bishops is really helping that time engage work out well.
Victory point is in enemy hands.
Piney is in deep trouble. Almost got the wiped here. Italian troops again here, going hard at it. Looks to be a broad push. Almost on Hanwoomul machine gun team there. Oh, Piney's flamethrowers wiped down. East side here, things collapsing as well here. Hanwoomul's broad push did not work out. I think the lack of preparation, any heavy weapons, probably did not do him any favors.
Get to cover, you fucks!
Not with those two bishops. Like 30 there, 8 deep trouble there. Go Martyr scores to hit with its pack 40. And there you go. Black 30 cleared out. Fresh push here by Hanwoomul in the centre.
Cover his position!
Leaving there is finding himself frustrated here by DexN's bishops. His artillery they're doing its best to slow down the German advance. Oh, directed again here, the Italian troops almost directed. Close call by the man to push through here. Under heavy British light tank fire. Oh, massive hit there. Double tank grenade. 70 in the light tank. Pentagon on the flank here. Might go for the bishops. The Jaegers well down the scene. Trying to ruin the push there. Cannon troops on the right flank here being thwarted. And the four clearing up more stuff here. The DexN slowly withdraws. Oh dear, gun crews cleared out as well here.
Victory point.
Mines exploding. Italians just generally exploding there. Martyr does not pursue any further. And now under the rest of Hanwoomul's forces, I do think he might have missed opportunity there just.
Work done. Now what?
Rather hectic and chaotic match so far. With a fair bit of non-meta players out of Hanwoomul here, so thumbs up for that.
We're losing a victory point.
54 to 97. DexN's holding on here ferociously.
Beggars are threatening a victory point. Light recon reporting.
Gap in casualties is quite massive. It should note here that Hanwoomul has yet to a single infantry squad of Italian infantry. He's been able to keep them alive, though, of course. They have been bleeding a fair bit. Again, Kurt's the medic bunker. Probably is a bunch of those reinforcements have been free one way or the other. It's definitely a bit neat there for him. They obviously have its limits against all the stuff that DexN could bring to bear at the late game.
Cutting it a bit fine here. We're down to only 50 points.
50 points. In fact, less than that here for DexN. Axis force can get blasted there to the eastern victory point. Centre, bear until they call it here. Just making things a mess there for Hanwoomul. And the west side, Panther 4 strikes on the left flank there again. Thumbs up. Black Prince there with the damage engine.
Damnation. Sectors in enemy hands.
37 on 84. Another wave attack here out of Hanwoomul for the centre ball appearances. Maybe the right victory point we'll have to see. Oh, it's splitting up a bit. Thumbs up. More mines detonated under DexN's men and their feet.
We're losing a victory point.
Building Steward is still alive and being repaired.
The enemy has our victory points now.
More fighting there for the Centenary Guard till called it. Oh, direct hit from the Black Prince, wiping the Italians. An entire squad gone. Brutal. Centre there's definitely front of the battles right now, as both sides have gotten very locked in on it. Tunnel vision most likely.
Commander, we have artillery on standby.
More artillery ahead of DexN. Entire centre of the map has been base spread into like one large moon landscape.
Rolling our training to all weapon teams.
Team weapon training there now. The Steward continuing to do well despite again the commander being lit on fire so many times.
6-pounder deploying. We'll cover here.
The beggars are threatening a victory point.
34 something from 5.
Their training, Commander.
The team weapon training there done now for DexN.
Victory point belongs to the enemy.
Attempt on the syndicate not liking out another martyr here for Hanwoomul. Not response here to the Churchill Black Prince. This is definitely making a lot of things difficult for Hanwoomul and the Germans. Black Prince there, ace level by the way already. March letting out the 8 closing in. Italian troops. White. Yeah, there's 2 wipes now by the way. Didn't include that. Anyways, this heavy loss now resetting in here for Hanwoomul. Really starting to collapse here for the Germans and Italians. Things are falling apart at a rapid pace as the Italians are being piled up. We got both flag photos that just abandoned, forgotten here. Probably just the fact that the double bishops pretty much makes a difference on Hanwoomul now. It's like they've used them. More casualty inflicting upon Hanwoomul and the 55th Infantry Division. Machine gun nest being dug in here by DexN. Thumbs up to that. 34 is 136. Yeah, 264 is 134. Pretty big casualty gap there. Pretty big gap. He's in deep trouble. And another wipe. Yeah, he's now just suffering massive casualties. That's 3 Italian squads wiped at like full strength and angle. Hanwoomul surrenders. GG, game over. Absolute brutality. Definitely at the match for a certain part, but at a certain stage, as you might notice, the strategist got hard counted and he struggled to adapt. You know, Like, he didn't like having any Starstorm, he didn't have enough armor, and what he did have kind of like tend to get shot down. Tactically, ultimately, like, I think, try and play more to the flanks, but he was still very focused on the center, which of course also meant it easy for DexN just to fight every gun down there. So there you go, hope you enjoyed this match, I learned something from it. This is Imperial Cheers, and see you all tomorrow for another exciting episode. Bye everyone.